Oh, you might have just seen it. Nathan casting. Well, yeah, sorry it's been a while. The last trip was one you saw was obviously Brighton and the West Arm, which wasn't the best trip of my fishing career, but it is what it is. I kept mentioning I was going out on a boat that week with my granddad-in-law and my wife's uncle, who was over from Australia. We done a day and a night on there, and because the fishing was pretty pants and the couple of videos beforehand wasn't the best, I didn't bother uploading a video. I didn't bother doing a video, sorry, but I had 2 stingrays that night. I'm gutted that I didn't make a video because it would have made a cracking vid. I got pictures which you'll see in a sec. That's a bloody good bite, that is. Right, anyway, I'm fishing at Hythe with Nath, as you can see. Nath's got his mate Lee here, who's never been fishing before in his life, I don't think, and he's giving it a go. I've got my little bro Louis with me, who's just started again. I've got the diver out with a fathom on the bottom, I've got now, and I've got the continental rod, and it's just had a really, really good bite, actually. Bait we have got is, we'll start off with, we've got ragworm from DNA Angling tonight. I've got gone somewhere different. Try and support all the tackle shops. I normally get it from Midway Tackle, but I thought I'd give DNA's a try, and it's brilliant rag. I'll show you that later. You remember seeing these on that boat video I done months ago now? I was out on my little inflatable boat place fishing, so it would have been early spring, and these are, no word of a lie, the same lug. They've just been in the fridge all that time. I used them on the boat that day catching place, and I'm now at Hythe on Hythe Beach using them, and look, they're still soft and squidgy. I mean, don't get me wrong, the ends of them are a bit tough, but they go on the hook and stay on there absolutely spot on. And well, there's loads of it in here, look, absolutely loads of it. To be honest, I forgot it was in the fridge. It was just sitting up the top of the bait fridge, just sitting there. And I see it earlier. We got 4 score rag.
Turn it around, the wind does it.
Nice.
Turn it around, the wind will
Nice trying to put up his new bivvy. It's exactly the same as mine. He's just about 10 years newer. This could be quite funny. Oh, he's done it. But yeah, so yeah, Louis here. He ain't been fishing for a long time. We used to go. He used to come with me when we was kids, a lot younger, and he's grown up, and he was more interested in the pub, but he's now getting on a bit, the old boy, at the age of 23, and he wants to start doing a bit more fishing. So yeah, I've got Louis with me tonight. We might have an appearance from Shane later, Edwards, who you've all seen before, but I'm not sure because he's got work in the morning. We've all sort of blagged the day off tomorrow, so. Anyway, main target is soles tonight, because there's been quite a few caught. So main target is soles, but for me, I want to get Louis some fish. He's only ever caught whiting and a dogfish, so, man, that was years ago. So tonight, if we can get him anything better than that, that'd be great. I've definitely got a bite on that continental rod, definitely. And that is on the salted lug. I ain't put no ragworm out there yet. But anyway, what I'll do is I will stop rabbiting on. I'll bring you back to show you the rigs we're using in a bit, and I'll bring you back if we get some fish. In a bit.
First cast, got a little baby smooth hound. And, that was on lug and squid actually. Yeah, lovely story. Put it back.
Right, so I'll show you my rig that I'm using on both of my rods. Louis got a different one on, but I'll show you that in a bit. So I'm using a Turk loop rig, which you've seen if you've watched the video from Paul Harbour. I was using it for place with loads of bling and green and black beads that I was using. Today, it's a bit different, not so much bling, just got a sequin there. And then these little attractor beads, they're a bit like bait stoppers as well, that I get from Sea Glow. That's what they're called, yeah, Sea Glow. Michael West make them. I've also got some of his ultra glow beads that I'll show you a bit later on when he gets started. They're unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. Glow in daylight, they're just ridiculous. So, way I'm baiting up is ragworm. Obviously you've seen the lug that I've got, but I'm just trying out the rag. Now these are from DNA and they're just, look at them. Nice fresh dug rag, they're absolute snakes, look. Spot on. They're so live, look, I mean you see the teeth there, don't you? Absolutely cracking ragworm. But that, I hate to whinge about big worms, but that's no good for a Dover sole. The worms you want really for the sole are just like that. Because you need to try and keep that tail on there. See that? So, and we're only using tiny hooks. This is a little Trabuco size 4 or 6, a little red hook. And I like the red snood line. Always like fishing with red snood line for soles. I don't know why. It's just something someone told me a long time ago, and I've always stuck to it. Always stuck to it. So you just thread it on like a normal worm, as you can see, up and up over the eye of the hook. Try to get a bit more on there. It's hard because they're quite slippery, these fresh rag. Up and over the eye. Come on. And then leave the hook point showing and have that bit of tail dangling. See that? Have that bit of tail dangling off the bottom, up and over the top. Just like that. It's lovely. Slide your little bait stop down. Do they work? I don't know. I'm giving them a go. I don't think they can make any too much difference. Right, let's find another smaller one if we can. The bigger ones we'll just have to use for bass or something. That's about the smallest I can find in that wrap. Right, and there's the bottom hook. I'll show you how the rig all clips down. Now I always use clip down rigs on beach fishing, not for much of the distance, because the distance to me don't really make much difference. I'm crap at casting anyway, but I like it because it keeps it tangle free, the rig. So I'll just run you through it. So it's breakaway imp on the bottom, because they're the best bait clips on the planet. I don't care what anyone says, they are the best of the best. You can't beat them. A lot of people like the Gemini ones, but I've lost so many leads unclipping themselves from the Gemini splashdowns. So there's that. Obviously you can see there's the hook length, and then on halfway, well, most of the way down this hook length is a cascade swivel. So this is the bottom hook. That will clip to my imp. Now I know I'm using an impact lead, and people say, well, why are you using it with an impact lead? Because I don't always use an impact lead. Whatever comes out of my box is what lead I use. So there's always an imp on the bottom of my rigs. And then there's the top hook. And most of you already know this, but just for the people that don't, if I can get that on there, I will come closer to you, Lou. Right, there's the rig. There's the rig in its entirety. So you can see the looper line sticking off the bottom. That's where it gets the name looper rig from. So now what happens when that unhooks is it all just drops. This bottom hook can trail off the bottom sort of here, and it's got plenty of flow, plenty of movement. On the top you've got the SRT spring. That's from Gemini. They're fantastic. You can get them from Tronics as well, but Gemini do seem to be just that little bit better quality. And when casting, see that compressing, the line obviously stretches when casting, it's inevitable, and that compresses on the main line, so that, sorry about the police, that compresses the main line so that, nice throwing stones being childish, so that the hook length don't get compressed and doesn't stretch, and inevitably doesn't snap on the cast. So yeah, that's that. Now the trick is to try and cast this without putting too much effort into it so that the tails don't come off, because you want the tails on there for them sole. But I'm not really expecting any of them until it gets a bit darker, so yeah. Right, I'll bring it back. Well, this is that literally where you just see me bait out and I cast it out. A few little knocks later.
Tiny rigs, isn't it?
What, mate?
Tiny it is.
Baby one.
Lovely though, isn't it?
That is absolute perfection in miniature, that. Get one up. Now you've seen my other videos of me getting these to £19, but that is still just as perfect. Look at that. Lovely. Get back. And rebait up and yeah, again. Bring to them little beads I was just using on my other pink ones. These are my super duper glow ones. These will be, I mean, you can just see how much they glow. They've been sitting in the back of my bivvy, to be fair, and I've had them on the way down here. I charged them with the sunlight. They were sitting on my dashboard in my car, and I chucked them down here earlier, and they're still glowing. They're absolutely fantastic things. Now, if you charge these, you don't need to. If you had a little UV light to charge these up with, or your head torch or whatever, to be fair. They're absolutely, the glow on him is unreal, absolutely unreal. I've just put a couple out on Louis' rig. I was going to show you, but it just happened when we've done it. I mean, so we've got oval shaped ones. Look at the glow on that, look. We've got the oval shaped ones, which aren't out yet, I don't think. And then you've got just the normal silicone. I think these are 4.6, I think these are 6mm, these ones. But yeah, well, I mean, that's losing it now, but even still, the brightness of that in that bag. Also, what he had today, which I'm going to be testing a bit later on, is that is a flat bit. Just a nice little flat bit. See that? Now that, to me, looks like a bit of squid you tip your bait with. So, not only would that look like a bit, well, not maybe look like a bit of squid, because squid's not glowing, obviously, but I'm going to try that later as a tipping bait, as you would with a bit of squid, with your lugworm or whatever. One, that'll be quite tight on you, you just put it over your hook. Two, it'll give it that little bit more attraction. I can't see it doing any worse. Ant Hills is using these out on his boat out in Peganina for the bream and things on the wrecks, because obviously it's deep and it's dark, and the bream are loving them, absolutely loving them. So I'm hoping that we might see a few fish on them tonight. I mean, look, it's still glowing, lovely. So yeah, what I'll do next time we put them on one of the rigs, because I'm using the same rig on both of my rods. So next time I reel one of the rods in, whichever one it may be, I'm going to stick these on and I'll just show you how you put them on. It's pretty simple, literally. You just put them on your hook as you would a worm, slide it up and over through your hook, over the eye of the hook and up the line, and you can have it where you want. And it acts as a bait stop because you sit on the line pretty tight. So absolutely fantastic. And they're from Sea Glow, Michael West. It's on Facebook. The website's there. I'll put the website for it in the link. Put a link for the website in the description, so you can have a look for yourself. And yeah, I think they're fantastic. What I'm hoping he's going to do soon is start making things like lures and stuff like that with it, with these super glow ones, and things like jelly worms. Because on the wrecks, stuff like that, I think the fish will absolutely smash it to bits. Absolutely smash it to bits. But yeah, I think there's more exciting things to come from Mr. West. So we'll see how it goes. Right, I'll bring you back and get some more fish. Right, although I said I hate dogfish and I'd never show a dogfish on my channel, this is my rig and Louis' rig wrapped up. That is 1 dogfish, 2 dogfish, and 3 dogfish. And earlier, this is the third. If that's two dogs on my rig, then 2 are mine, isn't it? No. Oh, one of them's not. Look, one of them ain't even got a hook in it. It's just lassoed. I was trying to explain to Louis why we ate dogfish so much, and do I need to explain anymore why we ate dogfish so much? That is shocking. Absolutely fuming. It's messed up one of my rigs. Look at the state of that, look. Look at the state of it. Right, I'm going to get these unhooked, get them back. Still no soles. Nath's had a little schooly bass. There's a few dogfish about. We're still getting the little smooth hands, but yeah, other than that, it's pretty pants. Anyway, I'm going to sort this mess out. I'll bring you back. Right, it's just an update really. Pretty disastrous night. I don't know what's going on with my fishing lately. I can't get anything. It's just dogfish. It's just dogfish after dogfish after dogfish. And you know we all wait at dogfish. We've moved right back up the beach now. Look, there's the wall. Cars. Nath's the same. We've tried lug. Nath's got some commons. He's just getting dogfish on them. He's got frozen blacks. He's getting dogfish on them. We've got obviously the nice fresh rag. He's got ragworm from Medway Tackle. I got it from DNA. And yeah, it's just dog after dog after dog. It's a lovely evening. I mean, the waves are really crashing hard, but there's not a breath of wind. It's weird. There's a few other anglers turned up down the beach a bit later on, but we're coming up for high tide now, and we're hoping that maybe the dogfish will clear out on the ebb, but I doubt it very much. I think they're in for the night. I'm going to probably stay till about 2:30, which will be 2 hours down, and then probably call it a night, unless something drastic happens, and I might stay for another half hour. But yeah, just thought I'd give you an update. Obviously, if anything, oh, Louis had a little pouting as well. Not that you really needed to know that, but yeah, it's just pants. I hate dogfish with a vengeance. I don't quite hate them as much as Man United, but I hate them. I hate them a lot. Anyway, I'll bring you back if we get something worth showing you in a bit. The end of the night, just had a bit of a bite on the old continental rod. It was a bit strange. It weren't a dogfish bite. It was totally different to what we've been seeing all night, and oh, it's been a long night of dogfish, I promise you. And yeah, little strap. He's only a tiny little baby, but he's something a bit different. I just thought it might be something worth showing you, because it wasn't a dogfish. Even the whiting started earlier, and then it just, I could have jumped in and gone for a swim, to be honest. But yeah, well, now I've had this, the dog, since the tide's turned and it's now ebbing, the dogs have disappeared. So I'm hoping that maybe a few different fish might get a chance to have a go. So I am going to give it a bit longer, probably another half hour, and see what happens. But yeah, other than that, it's better than a dog. Bring it back. Right, this is take 2. The sole trip was a disaster. So we are now at Selsey on the East Beach. Louis not here because he's got work tomorrow. It's now Monday night. I'm with T, sitting up there, and Shane is over there in his red bivvy. At the minute, I've got a rod out, T's got a rod out. We are here for undulate rays. I will explain rigs and bait and everything with you in a little while. But right now we're literally just trying to get set up. It's taking me 2.5 hours to get here from mine. Obviously we're picking everyone up. Shane's driven up from Dover to my house, which took him an hour to get there, and then obviously we've done another 2.5 hours down to Selsey. So hoping we're going to get them. But we was hoping we was going to get the sole Friday night, Thursday night, whatever night it was. So I thought, well, I've got to add a bit onto that video because that was just, who wants to see that video on its own with no fish? So I'm going to stop rabbiting on. I need to get my bivvy set up, get my gear sorted, because at the minute it's all just sitting up there on that wall with T. I just wanted to get a rod in the water. There's a few locals down here, I don't know if you can see them. There's a bright light just over there. Yeah, that bright light there, that's a couple of the locals, I think. And they've said that there's a few about, so yeah, he was even saying that people could get up to 20 undulate rays in a session here, in like a 4.5 hour session. So we'll see. I tied us at 2:30 in the morning. We're probably going to give it till about 4 o'clock, and then I've got to drive home 2.5 hours. So yeah, right. I'll bring you back in a bit, show you some rigs, bait, or a fish, whatever comes first. So we're fishing at Selsey for these undulates. Just thought I'd show you the rig. So the rig I'm using tonight is a pulley dropper. We start at the bottom, imp with a bead. So if you was building the rig, you'd have your imp. You tie your imp on first. This is £80 shock leader. It's Asso Classic. Yes, Asso Classic. So imp, bead, and then an upturned bent Gemini rig clip, and I'm lazy for trimming the tags. But that basically goes on there and slides down to the bottom of the bead. Attached to that is your hook length. We'll get to that in a minute. And then above that is another bead just to protect the knots. That is a pulley, Gemini pulley. Title's fill at the top. Now that will go to your main line. So if you can imagine that there like that. So that's at the top, goes to your main line. This swivel that's attached to the other end clips onto that, just like that. Oh, I've got my thumb tangled. Do you know what? It'll be easier. Forget that a second. Let me get you a lead. So again, I know I said earlier in the video, or one of my other videos, why use an imp when I've got an impact lead, which has got the bait clip on it too. Reason being, I might pull out, I won't pull out this lead, or for instance, I might pull out this lead that's got no impact clip on it. It's just whatever comes out at the time, to be honest. So we'll start that again. This goes to the main line. I know a lot of you already know this rig, but that goes to the main line like that. That upturned bent Gemini rig clip, whatever it's called, goes to that swivel like that. Again, that's now tied up. They're getting undulates, by the way. The locals down there have already had a couple. So that comes up like that. See that? See that, the way that's clipped? That's clipped up. Now remember, this bead I've got is tied to my main line, so that's keeping all that tight. And then your hooks, whatever they may be, just clip on to your imp or your impact bait shield or whatever it is you're using as a thing. And then when it all comes unclipped, the swivel comes off. This is still fishing up there, and that's how it's fishing. So this is on the bottom. Your lead's obviously in the ground as it is, and that's like that. And then when you reel your fish in, the lead is always coming up in front of the fish to keep the lead out the snags. It all clips down for a bit of aerodynamics, I suppose. Right, bait wise, sorry I'm rushing, but the lads down there that are the locals, they've just reeled in their second one in 20 minutes. So it literally could kick off at any moment. I'm using a 40-pound Amnesia snood with a pair of 4.0 mustard Viking hooks, uptied hooks. And I'm just going with what the locals say. We've got these massive, great big lunks from our local tackle shop, Midway Tackle, that they've got hold of. I mean, I don't know how long they'll have them for, but I mean, they're huge, great things. Look at the size of them. Look at the mouth on that. It's huge. So yeah, they're pretty good. We've got a few of them. We've got bluey, we've got squid, and somewhere I've got a mackerel. So this is quite a big bait because I put a whole squid with a section of that lonks. But otherwise, that's bluey. That's the sort of sections I'm using. Just tying it up with a bit of squid. Oh, that's the lonks on that one. But yeah, the locals have said they've got to be cocktail baits. They won't just take straight squid, and they won't just take straight fish. Seems a bit funny to me. I can't understand why they wouldn't, but they know what they're doing, and clearly because they've just landed 2 fish in 10-15 minutes. So yeah, happy days. Right, that's the rigs, that's the bait. Now we show some fish. Well, I think, ladies and gentlemen, I've got an undulate. Let's go down a bit closer. I didn't see a bite, I'll be honest. All I'm doing is checking my bait. Now it's gone quite light actually. There was definitely some sort of fish on here. It just won't come away. Keep it away from them groins. Because it is heading for a leader. No, my luck, it's going to be a bloody dogfish. Look at that, right up against the groin, look. What is it? What is it? Is it right? It's a lovely undulate. Lovely undulate. That is what we came for. Hit in! First undulate off the shore. It's a mount, and it is a cracker of a mount actually. Oh, one of them waves, mate, one of them waves. That can't be far off double figure fish. Alright, there's the rig, see how it works, look. Baits in its mouth, and then you've got the leg up top, the fish comes in below. Keeps it away from the snags. Unless the fish swims into the groin like it just did. Right, I'll stop that there. I'll bring it back. We'll get it get it weighed, and then I'll bring it back for the releasing. Right, there she is. He is. Sorry. £8.12. She coming out. He coming out. Right, let's go and get it back. Come on. This is my first undulate off the shore, so and for a spare of the moment trip, I'm buzzing. Going the wrong way, son. Go back the other way. Go back the other way. It'll go. It'll go. It'll go. Might need help with my hand again. Don't want to get wet feet, not today. Come on, wave. Come on, mate. Go on, away you go. That's close. That's close. Oh, that's got to be it, isn't it?
Gone, I think.
Gone. Happy day. Well, this session's coming to an end. We moved down a bit. We weren't getting the fish that we was hoping to get, sort of thing. So the locals here said, "I'll move down a couple of groins, just maybe a bit of different ground. Maybe there's a sandy patch in front of us. I don't know, but they've gone home. They left just before our water. They had 5 in the end between the 3 of them, and we still only had the one that I had. It's very strange. I don't even see my my little continental rod. The tide's immense at the minute. I'm gutted for T and Shane because I mean T's never had a ray, full stop, boat or beach, or thornback, flat dogfish, undulate, whatever. And Shane's never had an undulate, so I'm just gutted that we couldn't get them one. Alright, I'm over the moon that I got my first one off the beach, but I've had them, you know, and I do like seeing other people catch fish. So again, it's not been the best of videos, but that's fishing. We all know what it's like. We've all had the bad trips. It just seems that I'm going through a nice little run of them at the moment, and they're all coming at once. But it is what it is. Anyway, if we do get any more, then obviously I'll bring you back. But if not, then this will be the end of it. So thanks again for watching. If you give us a thumbs up, it'd be great. And don't forget to subscribe. Cheers all.